Park, Mayor Brandon Johnson speaking. Let's listen in.
Today, I'm calling on black people, white people, brown people, Asian people, immigrants, gay people from around this country to stand up against tyranny and to send a clear message to the ultra-rich and big corporations. We are going to make them pay their fair share in taxes to fund our schools, to fund jobs, to fund healthcare, to fund transportation. Democracy will live on because of this generation. Are you ready to take it to the courts and to the streets? Cities around the world, we have declared that we will defend our democracy. We will defend our humanity. We will tear down tyranny, and we will do it together. God bless you all. God bless the greatest city in the world, the city of Chicago.
Shalom. Let's just start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and the apostles of Great Millstone. Likewise, brothers, put on the truth. Faithfully fearlessly feeding the sheep. And to you, brothers and sisters, I say to you, Shalom. Okay, Shabbat Shalom to the house of Israel, to the house of Judah. Okay, and as you saw in that opening clip, you know, a fiery speech from this mayor out there in Chicago. The lesson title actually is going to be Agents of Esau Speech Dissected, and we're going to break apart this fiery speech that we saw the mayor of Chicago was presenting, you know, this past weekend with this No King rally that's going on. In fact, let's start off with our first scripture here, and as we break this down, you're going to see how the leaders of our people do cause our people to err. Okay, this is 1 Peter 5 and start verse 8. It reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." Okay, and Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, okay, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, he's a murderer and a liar and a deceiver. Okay, and he will use anyone and anything in any ways to deceive the people on this earth, but especially to deceive the people, okay, of the Lord Yahweh Shai, to keep them in darkness, okay, so that they cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven, which the 2/3 will come into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and there's some things that you're going to notice, and I will replay this clip in increments so that you can see just how lost in the sauce people really are, and you can see that if you look very closely at this man, he is an agent of Esau. But first, let's go into the scriptures. Let's go into Leviticus 20 and verse 3, and it reads, actually, let's go into the book of Deuteronomy 7 and start verse 6. We need to understand who we are, okay? And the thing that the Lord Yahweh Shai has always said to us is what? That we should not liken our ways to those of the heathens, okay, these other tribes, because they were created for vanity. This is who we are, people. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord, thy power, Yahweh Shai, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, thy power, hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. When we go into the other scripture of Leviticus 20 and verse 23, it reads, "And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhor them." Okay, when you look at the word abhor, it means, okay, regard with disgust and hatred. You can look at the AI overview. It says in the Bible, abhor, it means to loathe, detest, or regard with disgust. It is a strong expression of hatred and rejection used to describe things that are considered abominable, such as sin, evil, or people who are in a state of depravity. And we know Great Babylon, America itself, okay, is in a state of depravity amongst the people. Now, when I show you this clip, pay close attention.
I'm calling on black people, white people, brown people, Asian people, immigrants, gay people from around this country to stand up against tyranny.
And you saw in that clip, okay, like clockwork, he mentions, okay, first himself, okay, his people, which would be, I assume he's talking about the so-called Negroes, okay, or African Americans. All right. And then he goes, white people. Okay. Now, why didn't he just say brown people? Okay. Or Asian people? You see, it's it's embedded in our people's mind, simple mind, to always want to save the so-called white man. Okay. That's the weakness of the men and the weakness of the women of our tribe. Okay. Let's go into the book of Isaiah 40 and verse 17 before we move on. It says, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. So of course we always bring it out that Yahweh Shai created these other tribes really to be servants to us, which they are going to be, okay, in the kingdom of heaven when the Mashiach returns. Now, you're going to see in this other part of the clip, okay, you know, because the first clip I played, of course, you know, the opening clip was very fast and you would just think, okay, it's just a clip. But I want you to listen to what he is talking about, because Jakes just don't get it.
And to send a clear message to the ultra-rich and big corporations, we are going to make them pay their fair share in taxes to fund our schools, to fund jobs, to fund healthcare, to fund transportation. Democracy will live on because of this generation. Are you ready to take it to the courts and to the streets?
This is Micah 2:10. It reads, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even where they saw destruction. How many times you have to go there and march? Jake, why are you out there in the hot sun, okay, in these horrible weathers, carrying around signs and just participating in something like this? Okay, it makes absolutely no sense. Okay, so in that clip, okay, what is he talking about? Okay, and I made mention because again I broke down the clip, okay, and you see that he's talking about rebuilding Great Babylon America. So our people, and not considering the fact that they are a chosen people that is going to get a kingdom or be inheritors of a kingdom that is so advanced and so great that our minds cannot even begin to comprehend its greatness. Okay, we're gonna have to see it for ourselves. But they rather try to help Esau preserve or save, okay, a kingdom that's basically on its last leg. It's going to be destroyed. Okay, this is Isaiah 31, verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, and horse is always a symbol for strength, okay, or for nation, okay, and it's not, you know, horse, but it's, you know, it's a metaphor, okay, and this is what our people is in. This is why he's standing up there with his suit and he's getting cheered on. He's got a camera, you know, he's a mayor and he's feeling real powerful. He's a Jake that's accomplished, you know, what need to accomplish here in Great Babylon America. You know, he's a mayor of Chicago, and it says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will rise against the house of the evildoers, which is the Edomites, the so-called white people, okay, and all of their cohort nations that join them, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Okay, so you Jakes are joining hands with the wicked who will suppress your people. You know, the marching has not proven anything. Okay, these rallies don't prove anything, and they're not going to help you. But you join hands in that because deep in your heart, you want to remain here in Great Babylon America. You want to rebuild transportation, healthcare, you know, schools and jobs and all these things. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord, the Yahweh Shai, shall stretch out his hand, but he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is open shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. So it's a waste of time of what you're doing. Okay, but you know, it was a fiery speech, and you know, Jake has that type of voice. Okay, now we're gonna go into the other part that Jakes them don't really consider. Okay.
Cities around the world, we have declared that we will defend our democracy, we will defend our humanity, we will tear down tyranny, and we will do it together. God bless you all. God bless the greatest city in the world, the city of Chicago.
He's going to get exactly, or they're going to get, the people are going to get exactly what they're seeking. But first, let's take a look at the book of Isaiah 1, and verse 3 says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. but Israel do not know. My people do not consider a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. And iniquity means evil, doing wickedness. A seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are going away back because they worship man. Okay, and this is basically the motto of Jake. Jake's like to worship. Jake is a man worshiper. Okay, and Esau is his favorite idol. Okay, and when I say his, of course, I'm using masculinity as the male and female. Okay, it says, why should you be stricken anymore? He will revolt more and more. This is revolting. You have currently right now the Hebrew Israelite, the true man of the Lord, on the highway and the byway doing videos after videos, trying to warn you. And just by the view counts of many brothers, it's clear and obvious that our message is not getting to y'all. Okay, but we're going to continue to work until the very end. It says the whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the feet even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. The reason why you have so many TikTok videos coming up with, particularly females, of course, worried about food stamps and all that stuff, is they trust in Egypt. They don't trust in the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. When we think about the hard times to come, we think in our head, okay, the Mashiach has promised he's going to feed us during the time of famine. The Lord Yahweh Shemashai, he has angels that are guiding, his men and his chosen people. We can't see them, but they are guiding us and they're guiding our ways, and they're going to protect us during the time when all hell breaks loose, which is going to happen. Now, this man in this speech spoke about them coming up against the elites and making them pay taxes to build these schools and get jobs going, and they're going to rise up against tyranny and all that stuff. You are correct. Let's go into 2nd Ezra, because 2nd Ezra goes heavy into the sedition amongst men. But what he's not telling y'all, okay, and what you jakes them don't consider, okay, you're not part, okay, of the NWO agenda, the New World Order agenda, or the so-called white man agenda, or what he's looking to do. So right now, okay, a guy like this, okay, he's really a dispensable, okay, agent of Esau. Okay, and that's what I should probably name this video: dispensable agents of Esau. Okay, that causes our people to err. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 70, because it's happening already. Okay, and I want to bring out a lesson, Lord willing, tomorrow, where Trump is saying basically he's taking it easy. He could really go hard if he wants to, but he's taking it easy. Okay, showing you the mindset of this devil. It says, for there should be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So when they're grabbing you and throwing you in a van, throwing you in an internment camp, and you no longer live in your house, guess what? That's exactly what they're doing. And they take away the spoils of it. Okay? You best believe those ICE agents are helping themselves, okay, to your food and to whatever else you have stored inside your house. And this is just the beginning phases of it. So Jake, these Edomites or Esau is using these agents, okay, in the form of this guy from Chicago, to rile up Jakes, to get Jakes along, to hold hands with the losers of Great Babylon America. And when it all said and done, Jakes are going to be the target when the so-called white people, when they get up and they riot and they shoot and they kill and they do all kinds of vandalism and all kinds of stuff. You know who everyone's going to point their finger at? You so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Latinos and Hispanic. And this is why 2nd Ezra is going to be so hard, because yeah, we told you. But let's close with the book of Proverbs 1 and verse 23 reads, turn you at my reproof, which is what we're trying to tell you. Amen. This is the way. Okay, it doesn't look fancy, but it's the way. Okay, you remember Yahushua, he did things simple. Okay, he didn't come as a king. He's coming back, and he's coming back flashy. Oh yeah. But it's not. The world is not going to be crying in joy. They're going to be screaming and hollering and running on the rocks and stuff and trying to dig a hole in the ground to go hide from him. All right. It says, "Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and you refuse, I have stretched my hand and no man regarded." Look at our view videos. Okay. Every video we put out is a warning. You get 5 views, 10 views. Some brothers are lucky enough to get a couple hundred, maybe even a couple thousand, depends on what they're bringing out and the level of their subscribers. But considering the fact that our nation is actually in the hundreds of millions, if not in the billions, yeah, it just goes to tell you where our people's mind is. It says, but ye have set at naught my counsel, but under my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Yes, we are going to mock. When your fear coming as a desolation, your destruction coming as a whirlwind, and distress and anguish coming upon you. When they bring out the, what do you call it, the martial law and the Insurrection Act, oh yeah, this is how they're going to come out to you. If right now Trump says he's taking it easy, well, imagine when they really step up their game. You know, you get a lot of you jakes, you know, talking about you're going to steal food if they don't give you the food stamp and all that stuff. Yeah, go ahead. It says, then shall they cry, call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. We're nobody to y'all, and that's good, because me personally, I like to laugh at people hard-headedness, and when this time comes, I will be one of those that will be laughing at you. The Lord will laugh at you through his prophet. So Shabbat Shalom to the hopefully lack of Yasharal out there. Lord willing, this is edifying to those of you who are tuning. Shalom.